So they never think whether the child will become a good doctor or good engineer.
Correct.
But the child in his mind, he wants to take something else.
Yeah.
I always feel if you have a very good language teacher, the next science teacher or maths teacher or social studies teacher, they will always benefit the next period.
Correct.
Because already you are creating such an atmosphere in the
Yeah.
classroom, so
Yeah.
everyone is happy. And if a person who is going to become a designer say, there are a lot of designers, I will not be successful, or can I open my own brand? With that mindset, you cannot be successful.
Yeah. This is the podcast I wish existed when I was in 10th making my career choices. Arts, किस basis पे choose करना चाहिए? What is in store for you if you choose arts? And the entire gambit of literature, of, arts kind of being the underdog between science, commerce, and arts. That is how Shibu Nair sir describes all of it. So आओ सुनते हैं उन्हीं की वाणी में. Thank you. Welcome to Master Talk, sir. So one of the reasons we thought of inviting you here is because you are, kind of a duo maestro of science and arts, and you took the bold decision of switching from chemistry to arts, from bachelor's to your master's and the postgrad specialization. And it's actually, especially coming from the time when you were studying, that is like it's almost 3 decades ago, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
Especially at that point, it is a supremely bold decision to take. What made you jump?
I took science because my parents wanted me to take science. I didn't have much of an aptitude for science, and at that time, you cannot say no to parents.
Yeah.
The era we were in was totally different from the kids of now, where they normally can voice their opinions and all. So my parents wanted me to take science, and I did not know much about any other career or any particular aspect of other streams. So I took science initially. But when I went to my junior college, I understood I'm more attracted towards literature. And even in school, I was very good in English and related literature competitions or any fests or anything like that. So I thought this is what I'm good at. But again, under parental influence, because they thought I can do very well in science, and their thought was quite justified because my elder sister was very good in science and she was pursuing a career in medicine. So they always thought about my welfare only, and the belief that time and now also is science students are better than everyone, or they have more opportunities, which is not correct at all factually. So I took chemistry then. But my minor was
Literature.
English literature. So I could pursue post-graduation in literature because I got very good marks in my minor. So I went for post-graduation literature because by that time I was grown up. I could tell my parents, explain to them why I want to take literature.
Yeah.
And once I took literature, education became a sort of what I'm telling you, like my hobby or my interest, my passion, very smooth. Whereas science or chemistry, a lot of efforts I had to put. So my life became much easier or much happier once I started taking literature, and I became quite successful in whatever I did related to academics because I was pursuing something which I wanted to pursue.
So in that choice, I'm sure weighing in the monetary aspects of it would also have taken quite a bit of your time. That if you're letting go of a career in science, there's this conception that it gets you quick money and sustainable money. Arts, on the other hand, is, it's a typical struggle, jhola pehne wale, and they're hunting for jobs every other day. There's a typical mindset around that. So did it never bother you about the instability of arts, if you have
Not
to put
for
it
two
that way?
reasons. One, my teachers in English literature and all, they were doing very well in their life also, and a lot of respect. So I could see someone who had taken arts, my teachers, they're already successful. And obviously we didn't have much of an exposure like now. Now arts has become one of the more sought after
Yeah.
streams. Maybe in cities, even more sought after than science and all I can see nowadays. But that time, unfortunately, we did not have that kind of an exposure. But I started teaching at a very early age. When I was in my post graduation first year, I started taking
Teaching.
tuitions
Yeah.
for kids and all. And initially, I had 5 or 6 students in a classes, and later on, once I started teaching, it became 10, it became 20, it became 30, and I could see students are increasing because they felt I am able to connect with them. I'm a good teacher in literature. So I started earning more at that time. I started with 10 rupees an hour, which went to almost 40 rupees an hour by the end of the second year, which is very good at that
Yeah.
time. So I understood I can be successful in this because I'm good at what I'm doing, and anyone who feels I'm good at something will always have that confidence that
Absolutely.
it'll bring him fame as well as money. So I was very convinced, since I'm pursuing my passion as a teacher, obviously, and that too in literature,
Yeah.
I will make both in me in a very nice way. And so I was not insecure at any point of time.
Wow. So looks like there was something very strong in literature that lured you towards it. So what was it about that aspect that you loved so much?
Initial part, it was teachers basically, because I've seen
Okay.
how effortlessly they came to the class and they literally became actors and played each part of
Yeah.
Shakespeare as a poet, Shelley or Byron or Keats. They used to literally become heroes in the class for each one of us, and also obviously you become
Yeah.
influenced or attracted towards what they were doing, and we wanted the same kind of respect and fame when we grow up. So that influence was there, obviously. But then again, what happens, I think literature is not monotonous.
Yeah.
You have a lot of areas in literature where you can just travel and travel
Yes.
and you get immersed in,
Yeah.
and you can connect it to your daily life situations in a very easy way as compared to, frankly
Other
speaking,
subjects.
science.
Yeah.
So I felt I'm not studying it. I felt
You're going
I'm
with the
living
flow.
literature
Yeah.
actually, because
Wow. Yeah.
so everywhere I could connect to literature. So because of these two reasons, I felt this is what I am for, and
Yeah.
I'm good at.
I absolutely echo your thoughts because somewhere even I as an English teacher, I take so much pride in the fact that I can talk about anything and everything in my classroom, and it will still make sense and probably have more impact and touch more people because when you're considering say commercial subjects or even scientific subjects, they have to stick to that curriculum, but for literature you also have to read between the lines,
Lines.
explain two other things for this to make sense. So somewhere to navigate that setup, that's like it would give me a different kind of high in the classroom.
Right.
And when you would see that shine in the eye of even one class student, it would be like, okay, I'm done, I am fulfilled, my job here has been taken care of.
Taken care of. See, I can see you're a very good communicator. You can
Thank you.
communicate so easily.
Oh.
See, what I'm telling you, a literature teacher or language teachers, they have the liberty to improvise
Yeah.
and innovate.
Yeah.
So we are not limited to the textbook
Correct.
or the syllabus.
Correct.
Anything which happens around us
Is a part of the
is a part of the
curriculum.
curriculum. So I think it's so interesting and
Yeah.
at the same time challenging also,
Of course.
because a literature, I always feel if you have a very good language teacher, the next science teacher or maths teacher or social studies teacher, they will always benefit the next period.
Correct.
Because already you are creating such an atmosphere in the
Yeah.
classroom, so
Yeah.
everyone is happy and being a part of what's going on, and so the next teacher finds it very easy to interact with them.
Yeah.
I think language teachers makes that they make the entire class atmosphere very lively.
Absolutely. So, this actually reminds me of one of my English professors back from my eighth grade. We had an excerpt from one of Roald Dahl's chapters, and from that he connected us to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
And so he used to teach English as well as geography. And on one of these days, he had like two lectures of English back to back, then the recess, and then a lecture of geography. So basically, he had entire 1.5 hours plus the recess to himself. So that morning, he asked us, "Are you okay to forego your recess?" So initially, we were all offended. How can you, ask our recess from us? He's like, "I'll show you a movie." And we all had like TVs in every single classroom. And he's like, in the entire all my lectures, in both English and the geography lectures, and if you're ready to forego the recess, I can show you Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in the classroom. And we enjoyed that so thoroughly. And somewhere that really left a big imprint on me on the way he was making us fall in love with words. So literature, I feel somewhere is not just about understanding how comprehension works or how to structure a sentence. It's about understanding what words really are and what lies underneath them. And there were 2 to 3 professors across my academic journey where they left such a big impact in my life, where I was like, you know what, this is it.
Right.
I also love language so much. I initially intended to be an accounting professor, but I got the opportunity to be an English teacher because there was a vacancy available in English and not in accounting.
Okay.
And somewhere I feel that has been the biggest life-changing, trajectories of my entire journey so far. But the challenge that I faced sometimes was being compared, especially in the higher grades, being compared to the other subjects as far as marks are concerned. Because there are 2 ways to look at it. या तो English आता है तो we don't have to study, or the other subjects are more important. It's okay if we score less in English, but we have to focus on the other parts. So somewhere at that point, I did feel a little neglected. Have you felt the same in these 3 decades also?
So initial part, I always felt science students could score more, and there was a fact also. At our times, it was very difficult to score marks as far as literature or any art subject is concerned as compared to science. Because science, they used to get marks for specific points and all over there. As far as literature is concerned, it was for the content, the depth, a lot of things were there. And the way the teacher who corrects the paper measure it, that can also change from person to person.
Correct.
So I have to convince my examiner that I am so good at it, or I know those things very well. And I have to present it at par with his interpretation. Whereas in science, there is only one interpretation. That's the difference. Basically. But nowadays, if you can see, the biggest change is students score 100 out of 100 in English. Or
I find that ridiculous.
But things have changed in such a way. I think science subjects as well as language subjects or literature are given equal consideration when you are giving marks. It's like that. Other times it was not like that. But one more thing, suppose I get 90% in arts, people used to tell immediately, arts you got 90%. When it is science 95%, okay, science 95%. And arts mein 90 mila. So the respect was always there. So even if you get 60 or 70 in arts, it was equivalent to 80 or 90 in science at that time. So basically it was fine.
Yeah.
Not much of a botheration to me at that point of time. And when I studied, I never looked at it from the marks point of view. I was happy I'm doing something which I like to do.
Wow. So when it comes to choosing arts after 10th grade, it's kind of a difficult choice because somewhere you know that there's also this fear that if you realize that arts is not working out, there's really not much of an option left, because you can switch from science to commerce or commerce to arts. You can't go from arts to commerce or commerce to science. So after 10th वाला जो phase होता है, what aspects should students ideally consider if they want to choose arts?
See, I can explain it in a different way. I've seen there are two categories of students who take arts after their 10th standard. One category, obviously, are those students who might have scored very less in 10th standard. So the parents feel art say तो बहुत easy होगा, science they cannot do much. So let them take arts because they're not good at studies, which is a completely ridiculous explanation because I feel arts is also serious study.
Correct.
But I
Absolutely.
agree with parents about one thing. Arts may not have that complex concepts and all
Yeah.
the problems which
Correct.
science subjects may have.
Yeah.
So the whole idea may be the child will be able to understand it much better, decode it much better. So that's why maybe parents think in that way. This is one set of students who take arts, which I feel is not productive at all. Because
Absolutely.
they do not have
Any core
ambitions
reason,
or
yeah.
any passion related to arts. They don't have a goal.
Correct.
Simply you are taking arts because I cannot do science and I cannot
Yeah.
do commerce.
And somewhere to this, I also feel because the subjects in arts are very gray. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot of depth to these subjects.
Obviously.
So, not taking away anything from the challenges of science and to an extent maybe even commerce. Arts, I also feel you need a very strong understanding of one people connect and emotions. Only then would you be able to relate to the subjects you're going to study.
Especially psychology,
Yeah.
sociology, and all. See, now the other set of students, they are those who want to pursue a career in arts because they have a passion towards either literature or they want to become a lawyer or they want to become an artist. See, in this case, you can see students with higher percentage, obviously, they chose arts. You can see students with 95, 96%, they go, we have a girl with 96%, she has decided to pursue arts economics because she wants to become an economist. But then the child has to take maths and stats along
Correct,
with
correct.
it. And many people do not know maths is a choice which an art student can take.
Yeah.
So
And it's the same
statistics
textbook with the shared with the science.
Science students,
yeah.
it's the same textbook.
Yes.
Because when you go for data analysis or anything like that later on, and economics especially requires statistics as a
Correct,
part
correct.
of it and all. So these are kids who want to pursue a profession in arts. So they take it very seriously. So I personally feel anyone who take arts because of the love for the subject, because of their passion, which they connect to a profession later on,
Yeah.
I think arts is a very good choice, and they can be equally successful as a science student or
Absolutely.
a commerce student. Only thing is that you should know why you are taking arts
Correct.
and whether you have an aptitude towards those subjects which you're going to study in arts.
So, speaking of this, what are the various career options that are currently available, or what are the ones that are emerging? Because of NEP, there's a lot of interdisciplinary choice also
Choices
coming
are
in.
there.
So, after 11th and 12th, 11th and 12th, फिर भी the options are somewhere limited. There's a strict curriculum to follow. After 12th, the field is, kind of laid open for them. There's
Right.
fine arts, there's performing arts, there's linguistic, there's economics, there's psychology, there's a whole bandwidth that they can cover. So how do they choose between these? And question one, what are the options that they have? Two, what should really go behind opting between one of those?
See, one important thing you have told before, someone who has taken science always has a question.
Yeah.
In case I'm not doing well in science, I can come back to commerce and I can come back to arts. Unfortunately, what's happening, this switch happens. So many people take it very lightly or
Yeah.
easily. So I'm not good in it. I'm not good in the second one also, but I can be good in arts. That is not the way to look at it. So someone who is a science student may choose a career in arts later on because he's not good in science. But then he'll not be good in arts also, that
Yeah.
career also. Someone who is very serious in going towards a profession related to arts should concentrate on arts from class 11th and 12th itself. there are a lot of professions, but two things are very important. One, your profession should match your passion. Someone who is able to get a profession which is his passion should not ask for any other blessedness, because he'll be able to get everything from his profession.
Yeah.
But one more thing, it can be your passion, but once you finish your studies, it should result in a profession which will give you enough money, which will give you security. So there should be a profession available in demand. That's very important.
Correct.
So many a times we choose a passion, but we don't cross investigate. Once I pass my post graduation, after so many years, will this
Still be
study
relevant.
or will this course which I am doing is will be still relevant or not?
Correct.
So that relevance is very important.
Yeah. So somewhere you have to back calculate.
So at this point of time, I will tell you one or two professions which are going to be the next big thing in arts in the next few years. Number one, I feel is psychology. Why psychology? Because and I took counseling psychology, I would say. Because of 2-3 reasons. We are living in a world where everyone is confused. Parents are confused how to take care of their kids. Kids are confused how to move ahead. Relationships, crumble.
Yeah.
How to maintain that energy and that what you should say, that newness in your relation, even after so many years of togetherness. All these things are not so clear to people as it was before, because previously the society was not as complicated as it is now.
Yeah.
So what you require help from someone. You want to talk to someone. Sometimes you do not require any advice. You want only someone to
Listen to. You need a soundboard.
Listen to, and you have to talk to, and someone should listen.
Yeah.
So counselors, they have become a very relevant part of our day-to-day life now.
Correct.
So I've seen a counselor in my school. She has just passed her post-graduation, and she joined our school because she's very good in her profession. A counselor or a psychologist should have certain job skills.
Correct.
They should have a very concerning or what I'm telling you, very caring body language. They should be having a smiling face, very patient, a good listener, and that too a very active listener. So she's good at it. So we are paying her almost 40,000 rupees initially. Plus she has got her own counseling center where she takes 3 or 4 people over there. In this case, she gets money, but more than that, she says, I'm very happy where I can give solutions to people.
Correct.
I can make their days happier. So when you're depressed, you're in a very dark space. And someone who can bring light to it, you feel saviors. It's like that. So what I'm telling you, psychology has become the next big thing. Provided you have the necessary job skills. Nowadays, what happens, when everyone knows counseling is doing very well, clinical psychology is doing very well, so everyone will go for that.
Correct.
You know that trend?
Yeah.
So everyone will go for that. But someone who do not have this job skill, they will not be able to be successful over there. So I think psychology and industrial psychology or family psychology or child psychology, there are a lot of branches where everywhere you find a lot of opportunities, provided you are good in what you are doing. I personally, I'm a literature student, I'm a literature teacher. I feel English is no more a language now, English has become a skill. So English literature has got tremendous opportunities. As a language teacher also, at the same time, English speaking has become a very important necessity for most of the jobs and all. So I've seen people opening centers, spoken English, we teach and all. If they're very good, they get a lot of people over there. But more than that, every institute requires English teachers.
Absolutely.
Because if you see commerce or arts or science, everywhere English is a common subject. So English,
Yeah.
I can see Sanskrit.
Yeah.
Next big thing, Sanskrit. A lot of opportunities will come for Sanskrit teachers now. Again, so teaching will become an important profession later on. Sorry. So where teachers will be a rare species who are actual teachers.
Yeah.
You will get a lot of teachers with qualifications, but teachers whom students love.
Genuine teachers.
Genuine teachers, where they have a passion towards teaching, they love and care their kids, they become the part of their lives. Very rare.
Absolutely.
So I think teaching is the next big thing again. You can become a teacher, maybe in a college or a university or a junior college, everywhere.
Yeah.
And now with NEP coming in, a big change will be in the degree structure. It will be 4 years of honors which will be
Correct.
coming and 1 year of post-graduation. And B.Ed is going to become integrated. So you are having 4 years of B.Ed plus graduation together. From 2027, I think this will be implemented. So teaching is going to be a profession which will give you everything in life, provided you are a good teacher. So everywhere this rider is there.
Yeah.
You have to be good at what you are doing. Lawyers, obviously, now most of the corporates, they employ lawyers and
Correct.
all. And you can have your own law firms. You can appear for judicial exams. You can become a
be a
magistrate
judge.
or a judge and all. Lot of opportunities for a lawyer. But on the creative side also, if you see,
Yeah.
fashion designing,
Wow.
from NIFT, National Institute
Yeah.
of Fashion Technology, then designing, National Institute of Designing, various types of designing, and then fine arts.
Yeah.
I have a boy who studied with me, very good in drawing
Sketching.
and painting and all. He did fine arts and later on opened his own institute. Now he has 6 branches with more than
Wow.
1,200 students
Wow.
because he's very good at it. So every parent wants their children to learn
Correct.
something along with their regular studies, and
Yeah.
drawing is
Hobby classes. One
option,
go-to thing. Yeah.
one
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
So that can be an option. I have many students who have become choreographers, cinema photographers. In one child I have, he is working with 2 leading directors of Bollywood.
Wow.
But what happens, you have to be the best at it.
Correct.
Art subjects, what is the problem? You cannot be an average performer over there. Whereas science, an average performer will survive.
Absolutely. I so agree with this.
So you see a doctor, you go to the doctor, no? Even if he is an average doctor,
Gaadi chal jayegi.
gaadi chal jayegi. It's like that. Because a lot of patients and doctors are less in number. You go over there, it's like that. You see a nurse, you see an engineer.
Yeah.
Any average engineer, obviously, an engineer who is very good will always prosper, but an average engineer also will get a job.
Correct. He'll never have to question his next month's income.
Whereas an average choreographer will not survive.
Correct.
A photographer will not survive. A designer will not survive. You have to be best in it. That's why parents often hesitate.
Yeah.
When you tell, I want to become a engineer, okay, beta, मैं support करेगा. I want to become a doctor, I want to become a chartered accountant. When you say, I want to become a sportsman, I want to become an artist, I want to become a dancer, I want to become a designer, I want to become a chef, no one supports because of the fear that he may not become the best in it. So he may not be able to earn. An average doctor can earn. Average choreographer or a fashion designer will not be able to.
Correct.
So when children choose this as a profession, their responsibility is much more.
True.
Because they have to become the best in it.
Absolute best.
So I always tell you want to become a fashion designer, do it from NIFT. You want to become a designer or interior designer, you do it from NID or such institutes. You go to the best institutes. So if you want to do fine arts, you do it from JJ School of Arts or
Xavier's or NID.
Or Reja or Regina Sunset. There's a lot of good institutes. So we have to educate these kids. You are good at it. But
Yeah.
that's not sufficient. There are a lot of people who are good at it.
Correct.
You have to be the best as
Absolutely.
far as that profession is concerned. So
Yeah.
arts has got this limitation, which is a big limitation. So there are a lot of fields. Fashion designer. I'll give an example. You go to a normal tailor also nowadays, and you want to stitch a shirt or a gown or a blouse or whatever it may be. You're paying a lot nowadays,
Yeah.
more than the
Ready-made brands.
more than the price of that cloth which you are giving them. It's like that.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
an expertise. And when you
Correct.
become a very good tailor,
You get to charge a premium.
charge a premium, and people will come to you more
Yeah.
and more. They will
Yeah.
search for you. It's like that.
True.
So when you become a designer, it goes to the next level.
Yes.
You can have your own designing studio, your own brand, your own shop. So people say from the beginning, if a person who is going to become a designer say, there are a lot of designers, I will not be successful, or can I open my own brand? With that mindset, you cannot be successful.
Yeah. Somewhere
You
I
should
guess-
feel I am the best, I can do this. I'm just
Yeah.
giving an example. So there are a lot of professions, creative professions, which you can do, obviously, in arts. Archaeology, archaeology is a very interesting profession.
Absolutely.
For those who are interested in it.
Yeah.
Archaeology. So you can pursue if you are interested in it. Media. One of the most important professional, what I'm telling you, setups now we have
Yeah.
is in media, in advertising.
Correct.
So BMM, Bachelor of Mass Media. And then again multimedia on the other side, then VFX, graphics, animation, lot of things are there.
Correct.
So what I'm telling you, an art student has got a lot of creative opportunities provided they are good in it.
Yeah.
So if you're not good in it, then you should not go over there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, someone from science, come over here, they'll become a half professional. They
Correct.
will not become a full professional. So you'll be disappointed.
Correct.
So I've seen teaching many people, they will not get any other job. Then they say, I'm not getting another job. So now I'll become a teacher.
Yeah. There's a common saying, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो ये सिखा तो सकते हो.
So I think you have to do justice to yourself as well as justice to those people with whom you are going to work with. You are going to serve. Arts has got tremendous opportunities. UPSC, MPSC. So a lot of kids nowadays dream of becoming an IAS officer, an IPS officer.
Yeah.
Take arts, I'm telling you. Take history, take sociology, take political science.
I wanted to ask you about this. So, what is the scope of sociology and of political science?
Sociology basically more for psychology students, I'll personally say, because it's connected.
Correct,
It's about our
correct.
society, about our cultures,
Correct.
a lot of traditions, a lot of things and all. Sociology as a subject, very limited opportunities, I feel. Connected to psychology, if you're going to become a psychologist or a therapist, it's like that. So in that case, it will be beneficial, I think. So political science, basically for those students who pursue UPSC exams and all, obviously a good choice along with history. Because this becomes an important
Core for
component
the
later
other
on,
subjects, yes.
Later on, it's like that. So I always feel we discuss a lot of profession. Why we are not discussing politics? Why? Because politics is not a profession. But a minister is paid actually.
Absolutely.
An MLA is paid.
Yeah.
Even a Panchayat member is Gram Panchayat member is paid. I feel a lot of youngsters with vision and honesty, they should choose politics also as a profession.
Correct.
If educated people are not coming in politics or people with that passion, it's just like teaching.
Yes.
You should be passionate about serving people. It's a very important thing which I'm discussing.
Yes, yes.
Such kids can study all this history, political science, sociology. You should be a political student also, it's like that. I think to become a politician, it should be mandatory to have a formal education.
I
in all these
fully
things.
agree with you here.
But unfortunately, what people will say, you learn from experiences. You are obviously that's there.
But you
now
can't take away the qualification.
You can see at the age of 35, a teacher will pursue another degree. You are pursuing
Masters in psychology.
masters in psychology after doing all your literature and all. So why can't a politician study political science?
True.
I feel it should not be like that. Even if you're not having a 12th or degree, you can have some courses for
Correct.
telling about India's history, about our rich traditions, and our core ethos,
Yeah.
where we have so many languages, so many cultures, so many religions. We all live together as one society, as India, our nation. I think arts has got everything in it. Not because I'm an art student. Everyone has got something in it which they have to learn.
Yeah.
It's like that. So I think professionally you will be definitely successful if you take arts as an art student who's got a passion towards it.
Yeah. So I guess this is, a hardcore answer to everyone who questions arts में scope है क्या, arts में stability है क्या. So now I guess I'll, when students come to me or when my clients come to me, I'm going to ask them, do you have the willingness to be nothing but the best? If yes, then arts is for
Then
you.
arts is the best.
This is something that happened with one of my family members, my sister. So she always wanted to pursue cinematography, but so her choice was between struggling for 15, 20 years, making a career out of it later on, or choosing stability and choosing finance. She chose the latter, which of course I'm very happy for her, because at the end she's made her own choice and everything. But the point is, there are hundreds and thousands of people like her who with the I would say, to a point, a selfishness is the greed of not having to work too hard and for instant gratification. They end up choosing careers that are they may be meant for them, but won't help them explore the best of their potential.
Actually, science and commerce also is required. We require professionals in those fields also. So we are not here to say science and commerce is not as good as arts.
Yeah, of course
See,
not.
what I'm telling you, people who have a passion for science, let them do it.
Correct.
Those who have a passion for commerce, obviously, we need business managers, we need chartered accountants. Let them do it.
Yeah.
But don't discourage someone who wants to do arts
Yeah.
just because he has scored about 90%. You're compelling him. Why you're doing arts? You have to go to science. Please do not do that. That's my point.
Yeah.
Just because you feel, because you are a very studious student, intelligent student, you cannot do well in arts. You can do much better over there. Arts has got equal opportunities.
Yeah. And
Think of
somewhere
you, think of me.
Yeah.
We are successful. We are happy. We did arts.
Absolutely.
So obviously the other category which I pointed out, now you
Sprung up again, huh?
the category is those students who actually come to arts because they feel it's very easy.
Yeah.
I don't want to put much of an effort, and parents feel these kids are not having that kind of an IQ for science. Those people actually are doing injustice to
The field.
actually not only to arts, to those who are very passionately following
Yes.
arts. It's like that. So
Yes.
when you sit with those people who are in a classroom or very passionately following arts, and you are sitting over there just for the sake of being there, you are discouraging the entire
Correct.
group over there. It's like
Yeah.
that. So I personally feel, you are not good at it, do not take it. And if you are taking it, even you are getting less scores, okay, I am going to take arts, then you have to find out where you are going to end up now itself. Then you will be serious about it. So I think a lot of teaching is required
Yeah.
from a career point of view. Early,
At the school level.
in the school level,
Yeah.
class 8, class 9. We
Yeah.
don't discuss all these things. Unfortunately, we don't discuss all
Correct.
these things at all.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with our education system is we are not teaching them real life situations.
True.
We are teaching about something which had happened in the past somewhere. We are teaching about assumptions and theories and
Yeah.
all. If this happens, this will. what is happening in our real life. We are not teaching them.
Absolutely.
And what you're going to face tomorrow. We are not
Yeah.
telling them.
Yeah.
So I think career selection and career choices, advantages, disadvantages, aptitudes, all these things should be part of the curriculum.
Correct.
Hopefully with NEP, I think there will be a
That'll
change
come
in all
into
these
it.
things.
What kind of changes is NEP bringing it from when you're talking about interdisciplinary degrees? So when you choose arts, what are the liberty do you have between the choice of subjects?
See, frankly speaking, they have just given an outline of the whole process. They are not basically educated as about how the system is going to work.
Okay.
What they have told someone who is taking an arts subject or an arts student has the liberty to choose one or two subjects which he want to pursue from any other stream also. It's fine. You can mix it up. It's like that. But how it's going to
Change their career.
change their the way education is going at present, I'm not sure
It's
about
unclear.
it.
Okay.
I'm not sure about it. Because suppose I'm taking literature, I'll always take related subjects also.
Of
I
course.
take literature,
Yeah.
I don't go to physics, I'll not take it over there. Maybe related subjects you can take,
Yeah.
and someone who has to do both can do, obviously. But there is no concrete picture or structure at this point of time as far as
Okay.
the choices are concerned. What they
Okay.
have told, children will get a chance to pursue any subject of their choice. So we will not limit you in streams now. So this arts, commerce, science, all the streams will go.
Correct. So it'll be just subjects,
It will
not
be subjects,
streams.
not streams. It's like that. But for this also, a lot of guidance is required.
Of
For this
course,
also,
yeah.
it's like that.
So that was going to be my very next question. As teachers, or maybe even for parents, what kind of skills or what kind of traits or patterns should they look out for in students so that we are able to identify and tell them that, okay, these are certain humanities or design related or arts related subjects that you can pick up? What kind of traits or skills should we look for?
See, some things we do because we have to. Some things we do because we like to.
Yeah.
What we like to do reflects our hobbies and interests and our passions. So a parent is always aware what a child likes to do related to a course and profession. Instead of judging a child's professional journey or career journey using a 2-hour aptitude test, we make a big mistake by doing this.
Yeah.
When you go for an aptitude test, there is some common parameters
Correct.
which they use. So
Correct.
they will tell in 2 hours time, okay, you can do this or you can pursue this. Who can judge the kids better? Number one, parents. Second, teachers and kids themselves.
Yeah.
So I think there should be a collaboration of all these three groups. They should sit together and they should discuss and decide.
Yeah.
For that, you need a complete picture of the child's journey from childhood to senior secondary level.
Yeah.
So NEP, what it visualizes, a child's progress that should be documented. So a teacher in first standard should write a lot of things related to the child's interests or what the child is good at and what the child is having, where the child has to make more efforts and all. They have to document it.
Yeah.
Has to carry it forward to class 2, then class 3, then class 4. There should be a record.
Yeah.
So then
How
you know the
they're
child
changing
is
over
a
time.
very good artist.
Yeah.
This child is very good in organizing things. Someone who is very good in organizing things, someone is a good communicator and all. Obviously, such kids can become business managers and all.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can manage things and all. He's a good artist and he is good in studies. He's very good. And so he can become a scientist. So basically, it should not be based on 1 or 2 hours of discussion or data.
Correct.
It should be based on continuous evaluation.
Yeah.
And it should be very comprehensive. It should be, what I'm telling you, it should give a clear picture of the child,
Correct.
what he is good at. all these
Correct.
years.
Correct.
And summing up, you can come to that conclusion.
Wow. That's, I guess, one of the most profound insights that I've got. And somewhere I personally am on a mission similar to this. As a teen coach, this is exactly what I do. So I have my assessments and everything. But after that, I tell the student or the client that, okay, if I've laid down these few options, you don't have to choose these just because your parents are suggesting or I am suggesting as a coach or as a teacher. You need to also see if it resonates with you. And I give them a few questions to really sit on, to work on, so that they're able to grill themselves and identify if it really works for them. Because somewhere I feel that, okay, of course, there's, your passion that you have to follow, you have your interests, you have your skills, but you also have to see if it truly connects with the value system that you have. Because like for example, for me, CA never worked out because I could not see a scope of public welfare or open communication or talking about anything under the sun with the person I'm dealing with. I could see that in literature, in psychology, and I eventually took a turn this side. But if I could recognize this early on, maybe say in my 8th grade or my ninth grade, I would have prepared accordingly so that 10th may I score in a manner that I'm able to get into that kind of a college which has the best curriculum and the best teachers for these subjects. So, are you onto something for this to solve this problem?
See, it will take a lot of time to change the mindset. This year, now 10th standard results have come up. I've seen the entire decision is made on just one criteria, what they have scored in 10th standard.
Yeah.
There are a lot of students who may not be good in maths or they're not good in accounts or anything like that. But the decision is taken completely opposite to their skills because they score much better in 10th standard. Why a child score in 10th standard more? First, the board is very liberal with everything. Second part, out of this 20 marks, 30 marks, they get internal, they get almost full marks.
Correct.
Third part, by October, the portions are over.
Yeah.
4 months, the child
So they
gets
just constantly
time to
rote learning.
reinforce.
Yes.
In 9th, you never get this opportunity. 10th, you get time to reinforce. So automatically what happens, your score is much more.
Correct.
So someone who wanted to take arts is forced to take science or commerce because the
They're able to recall better.
they are scoring well in the exams. So everyone feels you have to take this. So I've seen this year also many parents would come to me. I know this child will never be able to do maths and physics and all because out of 12 chapters or 20 chapters they are scoring this much only, but the parents insist they have to take science. I think that mindset should change.
Yeah.
There should be a lot of awareness or we have to create awareness or we have to educate parents about understanding what their aptitude is and relating it to a profession. It's very important.
True.
Which is not done at all. So they take a decision in a minute's time. Sir, we want to go. Why you want to go to art? So he want to go become a doctor. He want to become an engineer. So they never think whether the child will become a good doctor or good engineer.
Correct.
But the child in his mind, he wants to take something else.
Yeah.
Similarly, for commerce also I've seen many students are put in commerce, but they want to go for science. So I have a lesser percentage, then also I can go to science provided I'm confident I have to do that part. So I want to become an architect, I want to go to NDA, so I want to go to merchant navy, then I want to take science. So I have got only 70%, but that 70 I got from 50. Initially I had 15, I got 70. I'm prepared to work also now. But because I got only 70, people may say, you don't take science.
Yeah.
Why I'm taking science? Because my passion is this.
Correct.
So it's all connected to what you want to do.
True.
And when you take a decision on your own, you should have the courage to stand by that decision and work hard.
Yeah.
Anyone who is not working hard, they will not be able to reach their goals.
Yeah.
So I think you understand your passion. Have the courage to tell everyone, this is my passion. Pursue the passion. Be responsible to see that it's your choice. You have to become successful over there.
Yeah. So this is, of course, somewhere applied to the students who know what they want to do by the time they come to the board grade. But there are so many who are just not aware of who they are, what they want to be, what they are good at, what they are not, because for whatever reason, they didn't get the field to explore themselves. In this case, what do you think schools can do to spread the kind of awareness, as you mentioned, that's needed? It's not present right now. What do you think schools can do to bridge that gap?
See, before discussing that, it's never late to make changes in your
Yes.
life.
This is in my fourth career right now. I fully agree with
I've
you
seen
here.
people switching their careers after 30, 35,
Yeah,
40
yeah.
also sometimes because they feel this was my passion, I made a mistake over there. So, at any point of time, you are convinced about what you want to do, you can definitely do that part. So, that is not an issue.
Yeah.
But about this awareness in the school, what is happening, we will have a career guidance seminar for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour throughout the year. Then you forget about it. That is not
Enough.
enough at all. What we have to do is a continuous evaluation. And that can be done only if you produce data. What
Yeah.
the child is, what he is good at, what is interested
Okay.
in, which are the gray areas, which are his strengths and all. So that data should be created. And analyzing this data, you can come to a conclusion. So I think schools should have a system where when they measure the academics, they should be able to measure the entire qualities of a child in a very 360-degree way. In fact, that's what NDP says, 360-degree assessment.
Yeah.
And you have to document it. So the moment you start giving credits to all the talents of the child, at present we give credits to only academics.
Correct.
Whatever talents he has got, whatever qualities, if he is helping, his peers also can give him marks nowadays in NEP.
Yes.
So, be kind obviously is a quality which can relate to a profession.
Yeah.
What about BSW, MSW, doctor, nursing, correct or not? You have to be kind and caring. Counselor. I hope you understood it.
Yeah, of
He can
course.
definitely do well over there. So I think there should be a way to measure all these things. And the moment we start giving credits to all this, I think it's very easy for the parents and the teachers to guide them. Because you are getting credits for whatever you are good at. So your progress report will be a 360-degree progress report.
Absolutely.
It has to be implemented. NEP says we will implement this. I hope it will be.
Wow. So I'll come a little, towards the conclusion because we've been talking about arts. What is the best part about arts that you personally like? One, liked when you were pursuing it as a student. Second, from the teacher's perspective, and what do you think can be worked on? Points of improvement.
See, I personally feel arts can give you a lot of happiness as a student, provided you're passionate about what you're doing. You actually understand what you are doing. There is a lot to explore in arts,
Yeah.
and it gives you a lot of comfort
Oh,
as
absolutely.
a student, as well as a person also.
Yeah.
So, and as I told you before, it's very easy to connect it to day-to-day life situations.
Yes.
So you see this everywhere around you, and you are learning the same.
Yeah.
It's not a complicated
Correct.
area of study.
Yeah.
This is the first part of it. But at the same time, I feel the teachers who teach art students, basically, they should think of arts in the same way. And a literature class is actually a drama class.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Correct or not?
Yeah.
So imagine a teacher just comes, read the book and go. What's going to happen? So an arts teacher becomes a very important component
Yeah.
when it comes to the whole scenario of arts is concerned when we look at it from a student's point of view. And third part, obviously, we love what we study, it's a passion, but at the same time, it has to convert to a profession also. At some point of time, we'll have to earn also.
Correct.
So I think somewhere the teachers, can motivate us to connect our passion to a profession which we are good at and support us. And we have the belief that we can do it and
Do
we
it.
work sincerely towards it,
Yeah.
then I think arts is a very good choice.
And somewhere I feel the willingness to step out of your comfort zone.
Obviously.
Because otherwise you won't, even if you do become a professional, like you said, if you are not out there fighting for yourself, you'll just end up being, an average writer or an average choreographer.
Yeah.
And to add to what you had to say, it gives a lot of comfort to students. So while I'm studying my subjects right now, a lot of this, technically it's new information, it's new, they're new terms, but all of it so feels so intuitively aware that okay, हाँ ये तो पता है. So somewhere I feel it's very important for students to be able to connect by heart with the subjects.
Subject.
So one that is kind of not countering, I would say supporting understanding the concepts, because they are very gray, they are not objective, they are very subjective.
Yeah.
And second, being able to also recall from the examinative perspective. So that also somewhere is taken care of. So I remember this on my December, I had my semesters, and on the first day of my test, I had my cognitive psychology paper. And my partner, Chirag sir, he came with me all the way from Daisar to Powai for my center. Initially I thought, he was just being a supportive husband. But later on, he told me he was there just to make sure that I never had a nervous breakdown. Because all throughout my commerce education, I had a nervous breakdown every day before an exam.
Right.
So he was just scared of that I don't,
But here
panic.
you did not have this.
None at all.
Because you were actually very comfortable. with
Fully
what
in
you
love
were
with
doing.
it. Fully in love with it. So I guess this is, we've got some beautiful insights here. I'm sure parents, teachers, students, everyone alike is going to benefit a lot from what you have had to share. Thank you so much for your input, sir. Thank you so much for your
It was a
time.
pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise. Thank you, sir.
Stay blessed.
Thank you.